What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I promised to talk about the 10-year yield, basically, and I forgot to basically go over that in the previous video. So I didn't feel like making another video, but I feel it's so important to mention and to tell you guys about this, and I had to come out and make another video. So to make sure you guys are aware of what is going on. What is the 10-year yield? Basically, in a simple term, is uh a price signal. Basically, it's what drive the stock market, the mortgage market, which is when you take a mortgage that affect this, you know, chart affect your mortgage rate. This affect your loan, credit cards, a lot of things. This thing affect, and this price is going up. How does things work? Basically, I'm gonna bring you a video later to show you exactly, like, from expert in the domain, explaining you how it works, but just in simple term for now. And what it does, basically, when it's up, okay, when it's going up, the way you see it's going up, this is over 5 years now, okay. This has been this high since 2011, okay. So what's going on now? Basically, cash is leaving the treasury market, the bond market, right? So what is the bond market? What is all that? Okay, now let's go to basic. Okay, I want to make it simple, stupid saying simple. Basically, when it's going up, that means cash are leaving. So when cash are leaving, there need to be an incentive to bring more cash, right? So if the more cash are leaving, the more interest is going up. So they will attract more investors into it. But the reason why it's going up, because cash are leaving to go in the stock market, right? Instead of going to give your money to the government, right? You buy the bond. You for usually what they use the money for. They use it for give low mortgage. They use it to, when you get a mortgage, it's coming from the system, right? So they use it to fund war. They use it to pay you know um, government workers. They use it to pay, like, every social programs, and they use it to pay student debt, student loan, like, all those stupid shit, right? So they use this money. But now investors, because it's kind of a safety money, because it's backed by the government, right? And when the basically investors have a guarantee they will get the money back, because the government can always print money and give it back to you. So this is a very, like, it's like a safe investment, right, for some people. But I think it's the worst investment. That's in my opinion. But certain investors out there think it's a safe investment because they can get the money. They are guaranteed to get it, and they get some interest, right? When the when it's leaving, so interest is going up, like, incentivize you to pay, to give, to bring the money to them. When the cash is coming in to the treasury, that means the investors, they are scared of the stock market. They want to bring money from the stock market to the government treasury bond, so they can be safer. They don't have to lose in the drawdowns. So this is not what's happening right now. What's happening right now, cash is leaving, right? Stock market are going down, and also this treasury is going down. So what can happen, basically, you can be in a situation where you have credit freeze. You don't have money in the bank account, in your bank, because the money in your bank is coming from this system, right? So, and you can't afford, you can't take a loan, right? Because there's no money in the bank anyway. Um, everything is freeze. Everything froze. And this happened before. Okay, this is not just like a one time day, like a first time this happened. This already happened before. And this is why it's so scary. And this is why I feel like it's so important to come out and, tell you guys. And I know my channel is not like, I'm very unpopular, but I hope that I could, advise as many people as I can and redirect you to this guy channel. His channel is Gregory Monarino. Is fantastic, and I love the guy. I shouldn't say I love the guy, but I like his work. Right, he's doing a very good work, and I still have to learn a lot more. So, for example, now let me go over what it is. A video. A lot of you guys are visual, so you may want to learn this way better. Okay, let's go.
Investors keep an eye on a lot of numbers, but the yield on the 10-year Treasury note is one of the most closely watched. Why does such a seemingly plain Jane government bond garner so much attention? Because it can tell you quite a lot about the broader economy and even impact other financial markets. Let's start by discussing what the 10-year Treasury note is. The 10-year Treasury note is a type of bond issued by the U.S. federal government to fund itself. Treasuries are a loan investment, which means investors loan money to the U.S. government for a set period of time in exchange for a defined rate of return, known as yield. The length of time of the loan investment is known as the maturity. Once an investor purchases a Treasury bond, the investor receives regularly scheduled payments until the bond matures. At maturity, the government pays back the full amount, or principal, that was originally invested. Treasuries are classified.
So okay, I stopped here because one thing to realize is that when you buy the bond, you have to wait until it's mature, right? If it's for 10 years, you have to wait for the 10 years until you can take it out. But every day, right? Like there's a lot of people into that thing, right? So every day there may be people coming in, right? So you have a reduction on how many people on the rate the people is coming in, right? If you get a Ponzi scheme, the only way for the Ponzi scheme to keep going is to still have people coming in, right? As soon as people stop coming in, right, the system collapses. That's what it is.
Classified into three types based on their length of maturity. Bills have a maturity of less than a year. Notes have a maturity of 1 to 10 years. And bonds have a maturity greater than 10 years. Typically, the longer the maturity, the higher the yield. At the simplest level, the yield on the 10-year Treasury is the rate of return an investor would expect when purchasing 10-year Treasuries. But to understand why that rate is important, you need to understand how yield is determined for Treasuries. Yield is driven by supply and demand. When times are tough and there's volatility in the stock market, investors often choose to move more money toward Treasury bonds because they're relatively safer than stocks. Treasuries are considered one of the safest investments in the world because they're backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. This flight to safety pushes the price of those bonds up because investors are willing to pay more for the smaller yield. When the economy is doing well and there tends to be less demand for the 10-year Treasury note or bonds in general, the opposite is true. Prices go down, and as a result, yields go up, attracting investors back to the bond market. Though, in such a scenario, investors may be less interested in bonds because of the higher potential return in stocks. With a maturity that falls about in the middle of Treasuries, the 10-year yield is seen as an indicator of investor sentiment about the direction of the economy in the midterm. The 10-year also acts as an economic indicator because it's part of the yield curve. It plots the yield offered by bonds of different maturity lengths. The slope of the yield curve can often...
Okay, so you guys get the idea, right? So I'm gonna put the link. You can watch the full video, but you guys get the idea because I have to go to another video from Gregory, so to show you what that means. Because if you get free, it's simple, right? Don't overthink it. If the bank can't function, right? If it's broken, there's no money there, nobody can access it. What's gonna happen? Well, any business is gonna get screwed. The individual gonna get screwed. No money to be loaned to you. You don't, whatever you had, if you had some cash, you can transact with cash. You can't go to somebody and say, hey, you want to go buy something without anything. That's nobody gonna accept you, right? So everybody used to be getting using a credit card, or buy with your debit card, right? So when you don't have those things, well, how are you gonna transact, right? How are you gonna transact, right? So this is why Bitcoin matters, right? In those time, Bitcoin, gold, silver, right, matters. I don't know much about gold and silver. I'm not allowed to talk to tell you much about it. I learn a lot about it. I hear a lot, but I don't think I'm that um you know an expert of it to tell you what to do, because I'm not sure, right? But Bitcoin, I spend more than 1,000 hours to learn about Bitcoin, so I can tell you a little bit more about Bitcoin than gold and silver and all those investment. But I think they will be matter a lot. They will be very very important, um, because a lot of businesses still run by boomers. Okay, and boomers, they most of them know about gold and silver, and they may have more confidence in gold and silver, right? They may be more willing to accept your gold, right? So that's there, right? But one of the other things that's most important is resources, right? If you do have gas, right? I remember like last year I was getting gas, like I had like 10 gallon of gas, and I bought it and I put it on the shade. And then my neighbor is like, oh, he's laughing at me. He's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, don't worry, just like the price is gonna go so much higher, and you're gonna say, hey, I did good. And exactly what happened, right? The price went up 150%. And yeah, yeah. So now he said, oh, what they're gonna do, they're gonna try to ban the gas company so they can so no, what they're gonna tax the gas company a little bit higher so he can bring the price down. Hey, no, this is not. And I said, hey, this is not how it works. Okay, it doesn't work like this. Well, no matter if they want to try the government try to tax them, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a shortage of the gas, and when there's a shortage of gas, and you will have a situation where uh, you have in a bigger problem, because government is not good in anything. They don't create, they don't make anything. One thing they do is just print money, and when they print a lot of money, they say, "Oh, the problem is because of the company." No, the company has nothing to do with inflation. Okay, so they're just doing their job. Oh, I know a lot of people company may have a big monopoly. They may want to like crush competitors and crush competition, and then just do whatever they want. And I know this can happen, but most of the time is because there's too much money chasing too many fuel, too little fuel, right? So, and solution is about creating more values, creating more stuff, or creating more oil, so you can have more oil, so bring the price down, right? Try to do so artificial and crazy stuff is not gonna solve the problem. And this is the thing, okay? So those things gonna keep repeating more and more, and the cycle gonna go faster and faster. Now let me go over. um so yeah, so let's this is Gregory Monarino over here. As you guys can see, his name, and he got a website and everything. You can check him out, but I just wanna take a sample of his video, one of his video, and so you can have an idea at least of what I'm talking about. Yeah, because I think this is so important that I even I said I didn't want to make another video, but I feel like I want to bring this out there so you guys can know, because I'm not an expert of these things, but I can redirect you to experts so you can make your own decision based on your own researches. I don't want you to just listen to what I said, because like I said, I'm just a stupid guy on YouTube. Okay, so but you can find. I can redirect you to smart people who can teach you the right thing, honest people, right? Not just gurus on YouTube who don't know anything. Just spreading fear, and they don't even know what they're fearful about. Right? They are even them are fearful. Right? How can you take advice from somebody who is even fearful for himself? He doesn't even know what to do. So here we go.
This gets worse here. Again, this goes beyond the stock market. Okay, it goes way beyond that. What concerns me the most as we're watching what could possibly be an implosion occurring here in the debt market, okay, it's been a ticking time bomb for years. I've described it that way. The debt market is a ticking time bomb. It's getting louder and louder. Just on Sunday, I put out a nice piece in my free newsletter describing exactly what we're seeing. Right, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what all of us have been waiting for. Look, markets go up, markets go down, and it all derives value, the stock market and everything else, from action in the debt market. If in fact the debt market is actually starting to melt down, I don't think people understand the how bad this can potentially get. Okay, again, resource problem, a skyrocketing commodity prices here, a lockup of the financial system. People, this was happening during the last stock market crash. Most people don't even know that because they were being distracted. Look at the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. That wasn't the issue. The issue was the credit markets were locking up. Henceforth, why the Federal Reserve got involved in massive capital injections to free up the system.
Okay, so you guys, you can watch the full thing, but that's basically what he's talking about. This is a recent video. This is just like from this is 19 hours ago. Okay, it's from yesterday. So yeah, and this is what's going on, and nobody really talk about it. It's because most of those clowns on YouTube, they are most likely, they are like result of the scam system, the clown world system, right? They are just the excrement of the clown world system, right? That's why you see them. They are just, their faces are like the ugliest people I've ever seen. Like it's just like it's just bad. It's just bad people. And the one thing is that I don't, I don't blame them because they just come from this. It's a result of the system, right? So you see all of them trying to spread fear, and they don't know what they are doing. All they are doing is trying to save themselves because it's so bad. Inflation is high, right? If somebody come with $10,000 and say, "Hey, promote this scam for me," right? You don't have a choice. You just have to accept it because you just threw your dignity out of the window just to accept that money. You know it's bad, right? But it's not about dignity anymore. It's about making some money so you can survive with your family and yourself. But most people watching don't know that. They don't understand that. They think those people are honest. No, they are not, right? They don't even know what they are talking about, right? So here it is. So that's why I said, you guys don't just focus or don't just trust somebody. Don't trust me. Don't trust one person. Don't trust one. Have multiple sources of information where you can get real truth. Because truth is only one thing. Like one of the thing I can find truth is right now is Bitcoin. Okay. Here's why. You look at the price, right? Price is going down. Everybody, let's go like there. You see, look at the price is going down. Everything is down. But look at the hash rate. You guys already know about the price. Let's go on the hash rate. I hope I have the hash rate chart here. I don't have it. Um, let's say. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is a hash rate of a year. So amazing. And you see, the price is going down, but Bitcoin doesn't care. That's the thing, because it's a signal. The reality, the world we're living in, is not based on reality. It's all based on like fake money. All those high prices we used to see, they was all fake, right? So that's why you see Bitcoin is the only thing that anchored to the ground of reality of truth, right? That's why they want to ban it, because they don't like to see it true, like something that's true, right? They You see, so this is the signal. No matter what is happening, the human stupidity, the greed, but the hash rate, the security is getting higher and higher. Why? If Bitcoin price, okay, if Bitcoin value was going down, why is the security is going up? That's what you're gonna ask yourself. Okay, why is it going down? Why is the security going up? Because it needs security to go up. It has, because the value is going higher and higher. That's why you see the security is going higher and higher. Okay, because there's this amount of risk of, all this threat of the all current old system on Bitcoin. It needs this level of security, because when this thing crash, okay, there will be so much pressure, right, on Bitcoin, right? Because they will have like clowns asking to change the 21 million, right? There will be clowns asking to change the consensus protocol, right? The proof of work. There will be clowns to ask for so many bailout will be asked for, but Bitcoin doesn't give a fuck. Okay, so this is what it is. So, and anyway, I'm just gonna leave you guys with this, and educate yourself. Don't just know who you're listening to. I don't care if it's music, if it's, you know um your guru. I don't know. You have to make sure you understand what you're doing, because, and you have to look for the incentive. What is this person incentive? It's maybe it's because this person is getting paid to say this. Right? You're gonna ask yourself. Don't be stupid, right? Maybe the reason why this person is getting you to get loan, right, to go on Celsius on this platform to get a loan, maybe it's because they want to get steal your Bitcoin, right? There's an incentive, right? They want to give you yield. They want to give you those rewards. That's stupid, right? And she was like, oh no, the Celsius said they're gonna they don't worry about the year. Oh, nobody gives a shit about the year. Well, no, you don't give a shit about the year, but few months ago you was, all like telling everybody to get go to Celsius. Right? Now I'm not happy with what's going on in Celsius, but I'm saying you get all these people wrecked. Right? Because you were so greedy, you wanted to make money, Celsius paid you, and you wanted to showing people how much money you have and all those things. But when the shit go in the fan, you try to act like you was helping people, right? So here's the thing, because too many people are not educated. I hope this lady get educated more, so she know what she's talking next time. More less people get affected by this, right? Those people, when they come in camera and they post a video on YouTube, a lot of people trust them and they follow them. And even me myself, I tend to trust what you were saying. She look good, she look beautiful, right? You see, I feel like I can't trust this person, right? This is the thing, you can't trust, right? Don't trust, verify. You can't. It's not your keys, not your coin. And I hope a lot of people learn from this. And this is what it comes down to: the credit, 10-year yield. When this thing falls, everything falls. You don't have money in the bank account. Same thing can happen. You simply just not. You just lock your bank account. Say, hey, give you notice on your email box. You just receive. Say, hey, you can't go to your bank account and receive take out money. Sorry. There's no money in the ATM. No money in the bank. In the bank. No teller gonna give you money. Nothing. You're screwed. Okay. That's why you're gonna need to have some cash in the hand. You're gonna have some money, right? You're gonna have some money. Gold. I don't care if it's even just buying some food, some water, fresh water, so some fuel. If you got an emergency, right? Because they maybe have so many people having emergency, right? You can die, right? If you got an emergency and everybody's running at the same time, there's only few trucks that can go, right? So you guys, this thing go off. every second. But there's as many truck, emergency truck that can, ambulance that can come to your place, right? But if everybody's calling at the same time, everybody's running to the same one door at the same time, the door is wide enough. It's only wide enough for one person to go through it, and you have 10,000 person going to this door, right? The risk is 10,000 higher for not getting in. You waste your chance to die, right? So yes. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna cut it here. I hope you enjoyed this. And one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to go over the definition basically of what the 10-year yield was, because it's so important to understand. And I've been follow this guy every single day. Basically, I only just wanted with this and throw this out there. A 10-year treasury get more press than any other government security, and is frequently what people refer to when they talk of treasuries and treasury yield. Investors pay keen attention to movements in 10-year yield notes because they serve as a benchmark for other borrowing rates. Okay, they serve as a benchmark for other borrowing rates. This is basically what's the signal. They are the benchmark, such as mortgage rates and all other rates for loan and all those things. When the 10-year yield fluctuates, it can have significant implication across the financial landscape. Okay, so this is basically what it is. You have treasury bills, you have treasury notes, which is basically much of them like just a variation of types of them, but basically yeah, same thing. So yeah, this is what's happening over here. Okay, guys, you guys get the idea. I hope you get. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoy, and I hope things go well, and you do what you can. Okay, I don't care if you have $100. Try to use that wisely, even if it's like think about, like, you can get like 2 bag of rice if $100, and you can get like some uh flowers. uh, I don't know. Like I always miss don't know how to say that. The one you use to make bread, right? The what you use to make bread and all those things. You can have this. You can have some oil, some vegetable oil, some water, right? So those things, right? I know not a lot of people can afford, like a lot of fuel, or a lot of like going in the woods and have buy a piece of land in the wood. I know not many people can. I get this, and I think yeah. See, look at for friendship, and look at how many people can you help? How can you do some side job and save some money for yourself, just in case something hit the fan, right? So anyways, I'm gonna leave you there, guys. Love each other, care for each other, bring more people, like-minded people, really care. We can help. You can support and try to build a community around yourself. So that when everybody's in panic, so at least you have a fighting chance to survive, because a lot of people may not survive this. And I hope you guys are in this are the winner at the end of this, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you again.